What's up, everybody, and welcome to Forks Over Knives Live. My name is Cory, and with me is the head of customer success over at Forks Over Knives, Steven. How you doing, friend?
I am doing great, Cory. It is great to be here today. Hello, everyone who is here. Thank you for joining us on a wonderfully happy, maybe a snowy Friday for you. It's a snowy Friday for me in Baltimore, Maryland. But we're going to warm up with a wonderful Facebook Live today.
Yeah, guys, today we're talking about meal prep and how to get you, prepared and get ready and really just make things easy. That's what we're about. So easy tips for meal prep, and we're going to walk you through it. It's going to be a quick episode, but before we get started, I want to let you know that you can get our free beginner's guide to a plant-based diet. All you have to do is just comment with the word guide. If you comment with the word guide, we will send you, there it is, that right there. That is going to be our beginner's guide to a plant-based diet. We are so excited to send it to you. It's totally free. Just comment with the word guide and we'll send it right to you, and we'll tell you that throughout the show. But Steven, let's get into it. Like, when we are talking about meal prep in general and how to make it easy, like where's the first place that you start?
I mean, I think that no matter, if you're proficient in the kitchen, maybe you got this down and you have all the tips, but this is really for a sense of we are just starting. We are getting into it. Maybe we are not the most proficient cook or the most proficient meal planner. And I think starting with what we are comfortable with, we want to insert familiarity into our meal planning. And that really starts from planning with a sense of what are we making? I would say for anyone here who is starting off a plant-based diet or a whole food plant-based diet, there are probably lots of foods that you already eat in whatever dietary lifestyle that you have. And the big thing is, let's start familiar. So something as simple as beans and rice go a long, long way. You're making a big batch of beans, a big batch of rice, or if you're going for even more convenience, with whatever canned or containered versions that you have, even frozen rice, we can make a plethora of different recipes with them. Think about that, making a big batch of beans and rice and being able to direct it to different variety of recipes. Stuffed peppers, marinated beans and rice bowls, gumbo. How about whole grain pasta of your choice? There's a whole bunch of different kinds of it. You pick your favorite sauce. That is your base. We're talking about having base foods, and from there include whatever favorite veggies that you want, whatever favorite beans that you want. Again, beans and rice, pasta as the base. We have a wonderful resource in our Forks meal planner where you can search different recipes and different ingredients, and doing something as simple as going, I have some quinoa, I have some bell peppers, I have some carrots. How can I optimize? These are all ingredients that hopefully you might be familiar with. How can we make the most out of it? Well, we can go in one direction and make a pad thai bowl. We can make a Mexican veggie bowl. We can make a chili with it, and we can even use those ingredients just as they are to make a chowder. So what we can do is really say, rather than going, oh no, I have all these things, what am I going to do? We can really optimize and focus in on making the most with the least.
Yeah, I love this. This is helping me kind of like just think about it in my mind, because as I go through the grocery store, there's so many different types of noodles. And for me, I didn't know this until recently, but there's brown rice noodles. Have you tried these?
I have tried them. Yeah.
There's a brand out there called Tink Yada, and it's in like every grocery store. And it's brown rice noodles, and they're shaped like any normal noodles. They have all different types, elbow noodles,
Absolutely.
other stuff.
And I think that's the big thing, Cory, right? It's realizing that the foods that we are already familiar with, they're right there and they're very accessible. We're not reinventing the wheel. We might keep our eye, just like you said, looking at a different aisle, but we can find exactly what we need. And all of a sudden that familiarity brings ease to our planning and our meal prep.
Now, talk to me about this slide, because I know we've had it up for a little bit. And this information we presented in a much more in-depth and longer webinar just recently yesterday. And if you want to get the info on that, of course, guys, the best place to start is the beginner's guide, because anyone that gets that beginner's guide, and again, just comment with the word guide, we'll send it to you, and we'll eventually invite you to one of our deep dive webinars where we kind of go into this. But what about this slide helps you here, Steven, with meal prep?
We're going to simplicity again. We don't want to associate meal prep with too much, overloaded, unsure. We're going to what we're familiar with. shopping canned goods. Not only is the price point amazing, but these are foods that we are familiar with. There is a plethora of canned beans that you can get, whether white beans, black beans, kidney beans, chickpeas, my personal favorite. Those garbanzos, gotta love them. And then also vegetables. When we think about food spoilage, food waste, it's amazing to buy fresh. And we're going to be talking about farmers markets in just a little bit. But being able to say, hey, you know what? Based on my schedule, based on the fact that I want to make sure my food stays, being able to get canned goods that are going to be much more shelf stable, last longer, that means you'll have something available no matter what, whenever you are looking to plan a meal or even when you're in that pinch.
I'm going to take us to our next slide, which was just, again, a snapshot from our presentation that we did yesterday. That was a bigger deep dive. But Steven, as you go into this, continued like meal prep presentation, what is the next thing that's kind of the most important?
As we finish up with the shopping, knowing that we can get those shelf-stable canned goods, knowing that we can buy frozen also, again, keeping the food for a little bit longer. And Cory, I'm sorry, I'll definitely go through with the rest. And then, of course, planning by aisle, which is wonderful, right? We write shopping lists often that are all over the place going. We have our produce, we have our canned goods, we have our baking supplies, just to make everything nice and easy going through. This is a perfect example to show us how we can consolidate just a certain amount of foods, not just for this meal plan, but also some of those shelf-stable items, bulk beans, rolled oats, spices, seasonings, and other condiments that are going to last us weeks and weeks ahead to take care of a full week's meal plan and to do so at a price point that hopefully will work for most of us. And this is a wonderful example here. We can take each of those ingredients that are on there and say, this is a way that we have planned out an entire week. We are not wasting anything and we are not overspending or hopefully spoiling anything.
Our producer Bess is telling me that we have a few people that say that we're frozen and they have no sound, but it's got to be a bad weather thing, guys. I know that there's some weather around the country. If you are having trouble, I'm so sorry, guys. This video will live on Facebook, so it'll be all good. And Karen was asking if she could watch this later, so it's there. It's going to live on Facebook forever. You can go back and check it out at any time.
Yeah. Thanks, and I'm glad to see, some people are saying that they are hearing it and everything is good. So for anyone who is not, we're so sorry. We will see you. You will see us eventually.
Yeah. All right. You want to go to that next slide now, Steven? Is that the one?
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, we have this idea of planning, right? We're taking a look at our familiar meals. We're then going to the grocery store, to our markets, and we're shopping as easily, as fluidly as possible, making sure that we get foods that will last and can provide us plenty of abundance with all of our meals. The next thing is, before in this healthy eating thing, we'll leave this up because this is a wonderful finish to all of it. We got to get to the preparation, right? And the greatest thing is getting home from the supermarket. We have a choice. We can put everything away, put it out of mind, and then get into that place where we go, oh no, I got to make a meal right now. Or while we are in the zone, let's get right into it. And a wonderful preparation tip is called mise en place. It's a French term that restaurants often use. Means putting everything in place. If you saw our chewy apple raisin oatmeal cookie Facebook Live, you saw that I had a lot of the different ingredients and components all ready to go. I was not stressed about finding each and every thing. It was there. So the first thing to do, recommendation when you get home, take out those veggies, wash them, and cut them up. Store them in the fridge so that they are ready to go for the week. You will never be caught going, uh-oh, I got to prepare something. Get rid of the stress, have it all ready to go. Sauces and dressings, Cory, it's great to make these ahead of time. You can make a big batch and use them for multiple different meals and recipes. Then we don't have to worry about pouring them haphazardly into anything like that. We have everything ready to go. And ultimately spending this extra maybe hour or two preparing these things, it's going to save you time when you get home from work or when something else is going on and it's time for that meal. You're going to be making it in 15, 20 minutes, maybe even less, because you have everything else that's ready.
Excellent.
Holy cow. And so, so as far as making healthy eating just nice and easy, these are some of the quick tips and recommendations that we have. Measuring cups and spoons ready. Have your mixing bowls, chopping boards, knives, peelers ready. It's nice to have a colander of some sort if you need to rinse anything. Having some water ready to go. We'll be talking containers because Cory, whether it's now or at the end, I want to give everyone at least a short list of some really helpful and hopefully cheap kitchen tools that they can get to make it easy. So we're talking have containers ready and have a marker ready just to be able to mark up what is in there so you can get it directly from the fridge. But I'm going to let you tell me when I should bust out these kitchen tools for everybody.
I think we're ready. I mean, do you feel good about your list here? Have you gone through everything on this list that you feel comfortable with, or do we need to review anything as a temporary deep dive?
As far as a deep dive, we've gone through all those slides. This healthy eating, I would love to finish off with. But first, I want to make sure if everyone's listening, hopefully can get the sound. And if you have a little note that you want to take, you can always watch this replay. For kitchen tools, we want to make sure it's not excess effort. So a mandolin food slicer is a great way to be able to slice, chop your veggies both safely and efficiently. A push chopper is another way. If you think about garlic, I don't know about you, but I've definitely done the knife hit, mince that garlic. Push choppers are nice and easy. Not only can you use it for garlic, you can use it for nuts. You can also use it for herbs. So that's a nice, helpful tool that you can use. Do you have an Instant Pot? An Instant Pot is great for making batch beans, right? Soups, even rice. And if you have a rice cooker, of course, that's specific for rice.
Yep.
I think the big thing here, Cory, is also knowing if we're making all these foods, how are we going to make sure they stay? And getting any sort of durable glass containers. Pyrex is a great brand for that. They are sturdy. They are BPA free, especially if you're paying attention to that. It is a huge storage win to have everything in those containers. Pull it out nice and easy, and then a nice either reheat or back in the pan. Now, high-powered blenders or food processors, I don't know, do you have one, Cory?
Oh yeah, I'm a big fan of Vitamix. I mean, it's an expensive blender, but holy cow, it pulverizes everything. I love it so much.
It absolutely does. I have a Vitamix too. Now, if by chance the Vitamix is just beyond your price point, there are immersion hand blenders and some package deals that can actually allow you, let's say you're making a soup in the pot, rather than have to do everything, put it in the blender, take it back out. You can blend everything up directly in the pot, and you can do a lot of small batch blending. It's kind of on terms of like that Ninja Foodie. It's the smaller container for blending, which can still go a long way. If you can get the big thing, great. And finally, cutting boards. Cutting boards are fantastic. We need them. They're important. Sometimes they might take up a bit of space in your kitchen. There are non-slip cutting mats, which still will keep you safe, your counter safe, and are perfect for chopping up veggies and the like.
Dude, thank you so much for this info. This is really stellar, and I think people are going to love this. There's a lot of people that have commented, like, I really want that PDF that you were showing. I want to let you guys right here. This is where we will send you a link. You comment with the word guide, and our team is going to send you this link to this page, and we're going to give you the ultimate guide to beginning a plant-based diet. And we got you covered. So it's totally free, and it's going to have not only the information from that PDF, but so much more, and we've got you covered there. I want to jump to some questions very, very quickly and just knock those out. And then we're going to let you guys get on with your Friday. So we're going to do rapid fire here, Steven, okay? We're going to go through them as quickly as possible. Okay. So I'll read the question, and then you give me an answer. And if you don't know it, maybe I know it. And if neither one of us know it, then we'll just smile and look pretty, okay? Okay. What is the back of the FOK hoodie? Oh, my hoodie. Oh, my God.
That's all you.
This is old school. It doesn't say anything. It's just a plain hoodie. And I don't even know if they exist anymore. This is from way back in the day, my friends. So, yeah, thanks for the love. Sorry, Chris. I've been following the meal plan for 2 weeks, and I love it. I'm down 9 pounds. Way to go.
Congratulations, Marcia.
Is it Marcia? We're not sure. I think it's Marcia, though.
We covered both. Marcia, Marcia. We got you.
We love you. What kind of pasta? Whole wheat. Yeah, I mean, go for it.
Whole wheat, brown rice, quinoa, corn. There's chickpea pasta now, right? Chickpea Bonza is a great brand for that. So ultimately, we're looking for a whole grain pasta or a whole bean pasta. Ultimately, again, it is minimally processed to make the pasta. But what we are avoiding is that white flour pasta, right? That durum, that semolina. So we want to look for ultimately the whole grain, or if we do venture out to a chickpea pasta or something like that, again, focusing on that whole aspect of it.
Sweet. Okay, Chris. Yes, 7 days for under $70. Is that in the guide? I think the goal of just saying the 7 days under $70 is that eating a whole food plant-based diet, shopping mostly in the produce section, is going to be relatively cheap compared to buying the highly processed, things like that.
Yeah, and what's great with the guide is it shows a lot of the steps that we talked about leading up, and then it has some wonderful recipes in there. It'll also take you further along into the Forks Over Knives website, where you can find a 7-day meal plan that saves money.
Full blog post on that too.
Yeah.
What's the proper way to wash fruits and veggies? I think, Susan, that's going to be an individual taste kind of thing. Some people use white vinegar. Some people use just water. Some people believe in buying fancy sprays that wash their veggies. I don't think there's one right way to do it. I think that whatever is the most important to you is probably what I would recommend. So I know that's not the answer that you wish. That's very politically correct of me. But I don't think that Steven or I are like the people that say like, this is how you do it. Right?
But that's the perfect answer there, Cory, because we want to make sure that you're not overthinking it. Okay. So really choose based on all the options that Cory said. You've mentioned 3 of them. You can use any one of those for washing your fruits and veggies.
Cool. Okay. Thank you, Susan. Lost 25 pounds during COVID with Forks Over Knives. Amazing. Way to go, Deborah. Health, chemistry, all went down. I'm guessing blood work. I ate a burger a year later on my birthday and sidetracked ever since. Oh gosh. Started feeling better already. Tips here are awesome. I need group support for motivation. Ooh, mention it, Steven. Tell us.
Absolutely. First off, Deborah, here's what's most important for Deborah and for everyone else. This is not about perfection, okay? So we all slip up from time to time. The main thing is we have the resources here to support us. We can always get back on track, whether it's Forks Meal Planner, which can get you going in all aspects of your meal planning, and the Forks Meal Planner community, or our Forks Over Knives official plant-based group right here. If you're on Facebook, you can find it, the Forks Over Knives official plant-based group. Both of those have amazing support groups and communities to get you going. One is just that forum, but if you want to go all the way and have all the resources, Forks Meal Planner is going to get you going with both just in the kitchen yourself, shopping, but also with that community support.
Okay, guess what? We have 617 people here live. We are going to hook you up with a special something just because of Deborah's comment. Stay tuned for just a couple more minutes because we're gonna tell you about it in just a second.
I love this.
Let's get to our next question. What containers are better for keeping meal prep salads? Ooh, have you ever done a mason jar thing?
Mason jars are great.
Yeah, I love mason jars. I think
the big consolidated space. They also look pretty too. I know that ultimate,
and you can like shake the whole thing up and like make it. Yeah, good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, hopefully that helps, Jen.
It's smaller, but yeah, I think that's a great one. And you can get different size mason jars. Screw on the top, nice and tight.
All right. Ben says he struggles with a family that is not vegan. On the vegan bandwagon, I find it difficult to pull out the lettuce when there is a pepperoni pizza on the table. Any help? Oh my gosh. Ben, we're going to do an entire episode on this for you because I have raised a plant-based family. I have 3 kids and a wife. And the truth is like whether it's the family and whether it's the grandparents or the parents or the other kids, it's tough, right? So how do you navigate those waters and still love each other and appreciate each other for who you are? Let's do an episode on that. I'll tell you what, next week that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about the dynamic and the interpersonal relationships when you are plant-based. So Ben, come back next week at the same time.
Absolutely fantastic. I'm excited to hear about that, Cory. And another thing is to make sure that we all know, Cory, and I love saying this, it's not just the lettuce, it's not just the salads. Whole food plant-based, pizzas, curries, burgers, pastas, casseroles, pancakes, brownies, all of those are still possible. So while there might be a pepperoni pizza on the table, you also can have your very own pizza ready to go.
All right, we have one final question, and then I've got a special thing that Steven doesn't even know about just for you guys. I don't even know about this. Okay. Is it better to use fresh or frozen, whole fruit or fruit juices? Guess what, Bonnie? In any scenario, you are winning. Okay. So we just want you to eat whole food, plant-based foods. We want you to love what you're eating. And the truth is like the frozen food, it is flash frozen right after it's picked. So you're solid. You're good to go there. Just don't leave it there for 2 years, but no, you're good. Okay. I want to go ahead and share this special gift with you right now. We did a special secret webinar yesterday. And in that webinar, we talked about a free 7-day trial for the Forks meal planner. We want to give this to you guys. I want you to head over to forksoverknives.com. And that URL is a little bit long, okay? But we want you to go to forksoverknives.com/meal planner. That's it. forksoverknives.com/meal planner. And that will get you to that URL, which is super long, okay? Because we made it pretty for you. We shortened it down for you. So again, I'm going to mention it again. forksoverknives.com/meal planner. And that will get you to where you need to go. And we want to give you a free 7-day trial. We want you to start the meal plan yourself. We want you to get started. We want you to test it out. There's 65 recipes involved. What else do they get with that stuff?
Oh, this is one of my favorite things to talk about because I'm in the meal planner all the time. When you first start off, you get at least 65 recipes. There might even be more in there for you. You have an automatically consolidated and synced grocery list. You do not have to write down everything. It is all set for you to move through your grocery store super easily. All of the prep that we just talked about is in the meal planner. We have special tasks like baking, roasting, preparing your grains, freezing, making sauces so that you can save your time during the week. And with all of that, you can also customize it. Are you cooking for yourself? Are you cooking for you and a partner? Are you cooking for your whole family? You can set your servings and other settings to make sure that you're not just following a random recipe. You are having everything tailored to suit you.
Yeah. And I see a couple different comments coming in about the family dynamic. Guys, next week, we're going to be talking about that. So please come back and join us next Friday at 11. We're going to talk about the family dynamic, the relationship dynamic, and all that other stuff. But for right now, forksoverknives.com/meal planner. That will absolutely get you started on a free 7-day trial of the Forks meal planner. And then, of course, comment with the word guide, and we'll be able to send you that plant-based beginner's guide. We got you covered. Anyway,
we have you covered. Yeah. Keep an eye on the messages.
Yeah. And we will be here every Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern just for you. We can't thank you enough for attending. And Steven, you take us out.
Okay, everyone. Hey, I'm wishing everyone a happy, healthy, hopefully bundled up and warm weekend. Good luck with your prep. If you have some things at home and you're in the house, this is a perfect weekend to get started trying some things out. And we are so excited to hear about your continuing healthful successes. So please let us know. Thanks again for joining, everyone.